So thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast, BlogSpot, and I'm Antonia K. Moore, and you are Head of Marketing at MENA Group. So could you tell us a little bit about your background and, I suppose like how you necessarily got into marketing, and particularly in the areas of expertise in marketing for interior design, architecture, and social and digital marketing in general?
Actually, how I got into it, I studied interior design. So I'm an interior design graduate. After studying, I worked a little bit in the field and then slowly moved into the communication part of the industry. So focused more into communicating ideas and sharing the stories of architectural companies and design language kind of to clients and broader publications and media. I started with an architectural company who wanted, with the social media boom, they wanted to have a presence in the market, so they decided to hire someone to handle their social media platforms. So I set them up. I started the communication process there, and then made my way out of there, learning every day about digital marketing and marketing specifically. And then I got approached by LWK Plus Partners to head their marketing department for the MENA region. So a challenging position, which is on a bigger scale, working on not only local markets, but being based in Dubai, but actually having different strategies across the MENA region, depending on offices that we're working with and project locations that we are currently working with.
That's quite interesting. And I suppose like with marketing and the fact that it's like an ever-changing field, how to stay up to date with all the trends?
To be honest, the field keeps on changing. So for us and for me specifically, we try as much as possible to keep close eye on buzzwords and following trends closely. It doesn't mean all trends suit our brand, but often we experiment. We have been in the recent years heavily invested in technology adoption and digital transformation. And currently we are investigating how to present our AR and VR research to the market, as we are one of the early adopters in the market to use this technology as an integral part of our message delivery to our clients, which we saw huge success in delivery to clients. And more or less now they started to ask for it even more. The idea was, we started as a research exercise, and now it became part of our service offer that immensely supports the creative design process and diminishes time in decision making with clients, which creates much shorter programs, so we can focus more on the essence of the creative process itself.
Okay, and I suppose given then that, like you're saying, like you're focusing on the essence of the campaign, can you sort of maybe bring us through maybe like a typical campaign?
Depending on the campaign, because most of the time it's either we are promoting, let's say, a service by itself, or actually a completed project or a process. So it always depends on the content and what messaging we would like to give out. In terms of a project, let's say, definitely the project has to reach a certain level for it to be able to be shared across media or to be promoted on different levels, either from the, let's say, part of concept, and if the client is willing to share that, then the messaging is completely different than when, let's say, it's on-site project and we are having a site visit today and we're covering that and we're trying to showcase the excellence of design and execution, let's say, of the project itself. It all depends on the content.
Sure. Okay. I suppose like for lots of people, like particularly our listeners, maybe we would have like a lot because being that the podcast is BrandSpot, we have a lot of people like that maybe might be at the very early stages of, or even like just the inception of maybe creating a small business. So just to and they might not have any clue whatsoever about like PR or marketing. Can you just maybe give us like a general idea just so people have like a bit of clarity in their mind of like say a service-based small business, what kind of campaign would you suggest to a client starting up a small business?
Starting a small business?
Yeah.
Again, for me, it depends on what kind of service you are offering. So for us, let's say I'm giving us as an example because I can say from experience and what kind of campaigns we run through. Our campaigns differentiate across the year depending on the timing. So our industry kind of have ups and downs. It goes through a phase that is very targeted. A lot of events are happening. So let's say the period where there's a lot of events happening, my campaigns are directed to fully being engaged and integrated within the events that we are participating in, trying as much as possible to showcase the services that we are giving to the community and how this is going to be beneficial to our clients. So our campaigns are going to be very much directed towards that. If someone is starting, I would always recommend to do campaigns of brand awareness, holding events just for the sake of giving the name out, showing the services, trying to do a lot of CSR, maybe initiatives for people to engage with the community more or less, and then start the talk happening, because mainly in services, it very much rely heavily on referrals. So if you do something really well for one client, you will be, the chances to be recommended someone else is very high. So these are the main things that we focus on at the beginning.
Yeah, very good. And I suppose like in your career, is there any sort of, maybe product that you thought was almost impossible to market, but you managed to launch it to a successful marketing campaign? What has been your, suppose, your biggest sort of struggle really with that?
Yes, actually, as marketers, we always are faced with challenges. And these are the most enjoyable moments, to be honest, in our careers.
Okay.
Last year, our company have introduced a new product line that branches into technology, robotics, and smart home. It was, to be honest, a very big challenge because I'm not familiar with the technicalities, let's say, of these products. And it was very challenging also to us to weave a compelling and convincing offer that marries the two worlds, which is, let's say, design and construction and in a product or a technology-based service together. And to be honest, for me and for my team, we have spent so many hours on the drawing board just to make this work. Now, the challenge that we had is we have limited time. The company decided to invest in this product and they wanted to launch it to the market. Now, it was a pre-launch, it wasn't the official launch, but they wanted to do it in a way to test the market and see the reaction from the market. Is it worth going forward with this service? Shall we bring it to the MENA region or not? And accordingly, we have designed a pre-launch, and we kept an open mind. And we truly listened to the market, and we managed to launch the product successfully in the market. By the end of, let's say, the event that we created, we generated a big amount of interest, which right now we are filtering through, since that was the ultimate goal from phase 1, and now we will move to phase 2. So what I would say to the marketers, always keep an open mind Don't say, oh, this is not my specialty, I don't understand this, how can I work with something that I've never worked with before? We all have these fears and challenges in front of us, but what I learned from that experience, to be honest, last year, it was very stressful, but it was the most enjoyable, because we managed to push our comfort zone. I had to learn new skills and new tools to be used to be able to launch such product. And I had to put a lot of creative thinking to be able to marry the story, let's say, between the two products and come up with a compelling offer that now our sales team can very comfortably go and pitch the ideas that we have to clients and hopefully secure deals. So I believe this being open-minded in your approach will always help you to deliver and the results, and also go beyond the expectations that you put for yourself.
Sure, perfect. And I suppose, like, what do you reckon, what area of marketing at the moment is booming, and where do you think people should focus on?
To be honest, market where it's booming right now, I've seen things change a lot, specifically post-COVID. The change that happened in the marketing scene, let's say, I would like to look at it as a positive move, a positive change, because we see the focus from all brands right now is into a more human-centric approach, and giving stories that better promote these brands. So the key word here is compassion. The compassion in your responses and your offer is what's gonna make you reach to people. So showing that you understand the struggle of your clients or the people that you deal with, and offering them a solution to the problem is what will help these brands to truly resonate with people. Now, I can't tell you where exactly to focus on, as each brand is different, but I can tell you what we are exploring as a company and investigating at the moment. Because for me, I look at the sphere, not just being a marketer, but I look at it as a user too. So what I see right now, influencer marketing will keep going on. It will still be big, because the powers right now is shifting, and slowly you can see that the power is within the influencers, since the platforms are giving them more opportunities to monetize their content. So there will be a big focus, more or less, towards that trend. And another aspect is definitely social audio and the rise of podcasts, and hence I am taking part in this one. Another major trend is hybrid events, definitely, as it gives us as a company and as an entity a chance to take part in major events across the globe without having to leave our desks. So having this flexibility and ability to be able to be back into physical events is very important for sure for us. And last year we did run similar platforms. And I see this still continuing for this year. And definitely, you have heard about the metaverse. Everyone is talking about the metaverse. So we're trying to keep a close eye, to be honest, on it internally. And we are working on an investigation research that would include hosting events on that space and turning some of our products to for it to be accessible to our clients in that world. So slowly we can see that the RFPs and the requests for projects are changing a little bit. And I can see that at a point this would be a requirement that we have to all abide with, in terms of clients wanting their assets maybe in one way or another with the metaverse version, let's say. So we are now, for now, in the testing phase to see where it will take us. For sure, there's a lot of uncertainty in that realm because nobody knows what's happening there. Every day you keep hearing different things from different people, but I hope this year will bring us a little bit more clarity on that direction. And as always, being an agile brand and flexible is what will help brands to build lasting legacies. So this is why we keep an eye always on these trends, and we try to experiment with them, whether it works with us or not, but at least we are familiar with what's happening around us and understanding what other competitors are doing in that world.
Okay. And I suppose lastly, how do you successfully position a new brand? I mean, is there a common marketing goal or campaign that you think every new brand should follow? And also then what would you say would be, to have a successful marketing campaign, what would you say would be a necessary budget?
To be honest, for a certain campaign to launching a new brand, it depends on the brand. So I don't have a general formula that applies to all brands. The key here is to understand the fundamentals of the brand and trying to find the added value that it offers to the market and capitalizing on these points, whether it's from efficiency point of view or lifestyle added value. Focusing on the unique selling point always helps in better positioning the brand. All of that can only happen after an extensive market research to better understand the clients and their needs and accordingly respond to that. In terms of budgets, to be honest, budgets can be a topic of always debate, because a year you would have enormous budget to spend. At points, depending on how well the business is doing, you would have a cut in your budget. So I learned from the beginning of working in the field. I worked with companies who had zero budget. It doesn't mean if you have zero budget, you cannot do anything with it. Budgets help definitely for sure, but without the right messaging and targeting, it means nothing. I have worked on campaigns with no budgets and managed to secure targets and as initially planned. So to me, the most important is understanding your goal, and accordingly, you can kind of reverse engineer your strategy for that. The most efficient way is to work within teams and not in silos. For such campaigns to work, you need to closely collaborate with your business development team, sales team, PR team, management team. So when everyone is on board, it helps you to put a strategy that is successful, and you can manage to reach the people that you want to and deliver results.
Okay, fantastic. And tell people where they can find you if they want to reach out.
They can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Tala Alnounou. So they can reach me anytime there.
Perfect. And do you have Instagram, or is it just LinkedIn?
It's just LinkedIn.
Okay, perfect. Listen, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. Pleasure talking to you. Very insightful and lots of interesting information. So best of luck, and hopefully we might chat again in the future.
Thank you so much, Antonia. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, anytime. Take care for now. Bye-bye.